Hi, I'm James Davis with Softtech Engineering, and today we're going to discuss the Profiler Diagnostic Test System. And in this case, we're going to be attaching to a linear single-acting valve. This time we are going to be attaching with a analog positioner with an I/P. So a little bit different than a digital, but what's nice about this is the data that we gather, we are going to be gathering the same high sample rates of 1,000 samples per second and the high resolution of 16-bit. So first of all, we're going to start with hooking onto the stem. In the ISA standard, it talks about hooking onto the stem. So in our fixture kit, we have a C-clamp device, which allows us to hook directly onto the stem. So we will adjust the nut on the back side, and then we will use this rod to attach and tighten up, and now we have something directly attached to the stem. The stem is the most critical part of the valve. If the stem is moving, flow is changing. If it's not, flow is not changing. So we need to make sure, and we can read that. And with our ability of reading the samples and the resolution, we have the ability to read down to a 1/2 thousandth of an inch. So that gives us seat compression of a plug and seat, and also if our plug and seat are aligned properly. This is very important. So when we go through the software portion of the Profiler, we will discuss this type of testing, what is so important about this. This way, we know if we have to open up the valve or not. So we're attached to the stem. We are going to now attach onto our string pot. We have this little fixture that is in the fixture kit. We grab our 6-inch string pot, and we will attach our 2 screws onto this. Again, if you have, it's a one-time setup for the day. If you're out in the field doing testing or in the shop, you can just hook this on one time, and you can also put this in the backpack that comes with it. Very simple, very easy. Then we will attach this directly onto the actuator, and we will tighten that up. We will then make an adjustment here. We will hook onto our stem. We want to make sure we're perfectly lined up and lined up vertically, both directions. Then we will snug that, make it tight, make that tight. Now we have hooked onto our stem directly. Very quick, very easy. Now I'm going to spin the valve so that we can show how to hook onto the positioner. In this case, we are going to be reading the I/P. This is a I/P that's mounted directly onto the positioner. In other cases, I/Ps are remote mounted. But we will still want to read the pressure that is at the positioner for the I/P. So we have what we call a yellow pressure sensor or a 30 psi pressure sensor. All of our pressure sensors, again, we gather 1,000 samples per second, high resolution, but these are temperature compensated, and they are 0.1%. You can also get a 0.05 if you would like more accuracy, but 0.1 is very accurate for what we are doing. This one, in this case, we've taken the gauges out. We're going to go directly into the gauges. In some cases, some end users will put in quick connects, which makes it very easy. In this case, we have taken the gauges out, and we will screw this directly in to read the pressure port. Now, we have on this, we're reading the I/P signal, the 3 to 15. As we give it a 4 to 20 signal, we should get 3 to 15 out. This has a O-ring in it, which allows us to seal, and we can make this twist. These are a fitting that allows us to attach on. Very simple, very easy. We're going to read the regulator, which is very important. It is to make sure that our regulator is good. Without a good regulator, it's very difficult to have a good valve. So that makes sure that our regulator has plenty of CV, that we are not clogging this in any way, and that we don't have a small port or small air line coming to this to restrict the flow in any way. So we are going to attach this into our pressure port here for our regulator. Okay. So in this case, this can spin, and we have a single acting linear valve. We follow the tubing down, and our red one is for diaphragm or actuator pressure. This one will be hooked on here, and we will attach accordingly. there are O-rings. There's a small O-ring on here. This is very important that this goes all the way as you tighten it up, that it seals on the O-ring. We do not want to put any pipe tape or pipe dope on this. This is a NP thread, not an NPT, but it will go into an NPT thread. So basically, it just allows us to go all the way and go solid against that O-ring. That is exactly where we need to be. So once this goes metal on metal and it's tight, we know the O-ring has compressed, making sure that that works. Okay. Next, we're going to hook on our data acquisition box. With our data acquisition box, we have all of our ports, and we are going to go through them at this point. We have a 4 to 20 signal. We have a input for our position or our string pot. We have an input for our pressures, the red one, which matches our red actuator pressure. I to P, which is yellow, which matches our yellow one. We have green would be for double acting. We are not doing double acting at this point. And then gray for supply. So supply is going to be the gray one here. Okay. Our ports are on the bottom here, which is our USB ports. The bottom port is for our data acquisition card, and the top port is for our card that Softtech Engineering makes, which is our signal conditioning card. So we are going to attach them. We have a USB cable that has, we've combined them together into one. We have a black one and a white one. It doesn't matter which port goes into which port. So we're going to hook onto our computer. We'll slide that in and slide that into our computer. This will now give us power and communication through our USB. At this point, we will take one of them, doesn't matter which one. We'll plug it in, and you will hear, if the sound is on, you'll hear it connect, and you'll see a green light blinking. That means that our data acquisition card is now communicating. Top port, we will plug in. You'll hear it connect, but there's no light on this just yet. We need to start our software in this point to basically get power for all of our sensors and for our positioner and for our I to P. So we will now attach this right here so you can see this a little bit clearer. On the box, we have the connection, so that this way it's next to the valve. We will now grab our cable set. Our cable set has all of the ports that we need to connect to all of our sensors. So signal will go into our analog signal port. That's our 4 to 20. A blue one, which is our position, will go into our position. Our number one, and we will also connect into number one through here. This is our actuator pressure or diaphragm pressure. That will go red. We have an I to P, which will go to the I to P, yellow. That will read our pressure for our I to P. Green will not be attached on the positioner, but we will attach it here just so that it doesn't get in the way. Gray will read our supply pressure, make sure that our supply is good, making sure that it is a clean supply pressure. So we will attach directly onto there. So now we've attached to our box, nice and clean and simple. We will then now attach to our position sensor. And it snaps in. We will now take our red sensor and we will twist our sensor here until it drops in. It'll kind of drop in, and then we will snap it. It'll snap so it doesn't come undone. We have our yellow one, which is going to read our I to P. We'll turn it until it drops in, then it snaps in. The gray one for our supply, it will now come in here, and we'll make sure that it spins and we can snap that one. And finally, the green one, we don't have a double acting, it's a single acting. This one is not used, but we will connect onto our signal, which is for our I to P. Okay? And then we will connect into our 4 to 20 on top. And now we have power to our I2P, and we have the ability to now read it, read our actuator pressure, read our position, and read the supply pressure. All of these together are very important to see how well the valve is working and that it is correctly built, machined, and designed for the process. Next, we will come over to our computer. We will come to our icon, profiler icon. We will double click that icon. And at this point, the software will start. Once the software starts, I will show you that you have power. As we lift this up, you'll now see that we have power, basically blinking here for communications, power for all of our sensors. So once we have that, we can enter our data and our login, and we are ready to start using the software. So for any questions, please go to our website, or you can contact me, James Davis, through the website, and we can also do live demonstrations through Teams, and if need be, we can do a live demonstration at your facility. Thank you.